What's going on?
Tinker, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why?
Why what? I told you everything that happened, sir. Like, I was being honest with you.
Why were you even there? Like,
Wait,
okay, here's the
I
deal.
don't.
Here's the reality, Tinker, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
speak to you very blunt.
Sure.
You elected to go off duty. You elected to be wearing all this gang apparel,
It's
whatever.
not supposed to be
You
gang
elected
apparel.
Stop talking. You elected to go and hang out with Chain Gang.
I
The
wasn't
same
hanging
gang
out with
whose
them.
leader has had one of two $100,000 warrants put out by the governor of the fucking state, and
I wasn't hanging out with
someone
them.
who has done more crime in a day than half of the criminals in this city have done since the city fucking started to exist. You're hanging out with the gang that has quite literally bombed a funeral of an officer.
Okay.
And
This looks bad.
more
This looks bad.
hostages
This looks bad.
of
This is bad.
officers than any other gang in the entire city. Thrown Antoine off of rooftops, thrown Dick Dudley off of fucking bridges, all this crazy shit, right? You elected to go and hang out with them. Zolo called me and FaceTimed me. You were there willingly. Up on not North Rockford, up on fucking above Vinewood Boulevard on at the gas station. You were there willingly. I now have a picture of you with a gun in hand shooting.
Oh my
at
god,
the ballers.
dude.
There's a report on it. On top of that, it was a firearm you bought.
Oh my god.
Fucking gun range prior to the incident. And then on top of that, I'm not the only one who has this. You know who has this? Mr. fucking Kaboon. Imagine the smear campaign that they can put against us as the LSPD. An officer off duty gets into a car and shoots at a fucking gang. You realize the position you've put me in? What the fuck?
I have a chance to kind of explain myself.
Go ahead.
I clocked off duty so I can go and have a life other than me just going to calls. And it was supposed to just be music. The reason that the fit that I had was mainly just for music, what I was doing. It had no concept of being a gang affiliated. And I'm not hanging out with them, sir. I went to the Moore Club to audition for Peanuts agency. It's not my fault. The music industry is owned. Like, what am I going to go? Venus Records. I have what? Southside Records. All the record labels are all handled by, unfortunately, affiliations with gangs. But I was like, okay, I could do music. I could do something other than just being clocked in on duty. So then that's what I did. Unfortunately, when I was about to clock back on duty, Kay called me. He's like, oh, hey, I want to see this performance. I was like, okay. So I go, I show up. I tell him the lyrics that I have going off after the gang member, the guys that we chased yesterday with the bus or whatever, the limos. And that's when he pulled out a class 2, whatever this thing was. I've never seen this before. Handheld Uzi, it looks like. Forced me to get in the car. I was going to try to run away, but I couldn't because I had a gun to my head. I get in the car. The whole time he has this Uzi and says he's going to turn me into Swiss cheese. Tells me I have to go buy a gun. I go buy a gun. While he's still holding this gun on me, tells me to get in the car. I got in the car, and they forced me to do a drive-by. What do you want me to do in that situation? I'm trying to do things. I mean,
you shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be there. That's the thing, Tinker. We're saying, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You shouldn't fucking be there.
I mean,
that's it. That is where this all boils down to. Everything you're saying,
so
I'm sorry. That sucks fucking ass. But you shouldn't be there, Tinker. Period. You are an officer. You are not only an officer, you're a goddamn corporal. You set the fucking tone for the entirety of PD. Every time you go on duty, you tell officers to do things in terms of making sure they're running pursuits right. You are a fucking lead in the interceptor program. You have all of this shit when it comes to being an officer. Yes, is it boring sometimes?
Oh, I'm getting 3.0 things, dude.
Bored as well. But that does not give you an excuse to go off duty and go and hang out with felons, and put yourself in the position for this to happen. So you shouldn't be in this position.
You say you're trying to you wanted to do music. Are you sure you didn't do this to raise your street credit score or something?
What are you talking about, Fu?
You know, look, I know that to be a part of the music industry,
I'm
you
not
gotta have
trying to know. That's not what's happening. And unfortunately, there's not much I can do off duty. Like, I get it. I'm not supposed to be like, if I could go do something else, I would. Like, I don't like, am I not ever supposed to clock off duty? What am I supposed to do?
You can't clock off duty, and you can go do things that
Okay,
civilians
give me an
do.
example of what I can do as a civilian, please.
Power wash, go and talk to people, drive around, go and fucking hang out with people who aren't chain gang and fucking felons.
They own the music company. Damien Tink. I was with Damien Tinkerman.
Well, then take somebody fucking with you, or do something to cover your ass. Here's the deal, Tinker. You can give me 1,000 fucking reasons on why you're there. You can give me 1,000 reasons on what happened and what went down and this, that, and the other. Let's look at the facts. Fact. I have a corporal standing in front of me that just did a drive-by on a gang. Fact. There's a fucking report about it.
Fuck.
Fact. He was there willingly until that moment happened. And as your chief, I know for a fact you were with him for over an hour.
Willingly
before
this
happened.
That's so. We were at the music studio.
You're telling me you were not willingly there when you were on top of Clinton. You were on Clinton. And Zolo.
That's different though. We were at the music studio recording the song.
Again, what I'm telling you is you were with them for over an hour. Were you not?
No, not them specifically. I was with those two guys that they signed and Damien.
Who were they affiliated with?
Like, I don't. I'm so like, what am I supposed to do? Everybody's affiliated with somebody. The people at the car repair place, they're affiliated with people. The people who service food are affiliated with people. Everybody's affiliated with somebody. I wasn't intentionally.
How many times have you went off duty and went and tried to start a rap career?
Never.
What do you mean? I was signed by.
Tinker, let me explain to you something.
I was signed before.
Let me explain to you something. You have a badge on. You have chose to be a police officer.
Yes.
You have given up those rights to go off duty and to go and hang out with people like this because you are a fucking cop. Okay? That is how being a cop works.
I know how it works to be a cop. Duty, I know how it works.
I am not going over there and hanging out with these Tinker, obviously you fucking don't, because you are still going and doing this shit. You can't tell me you know how it works while going off duty and doing what you just did. That's not how it works. It's not. I would never do that. Fu would never do that, nor would any of the other NCOs. And I'm telling you right now, if they did, they'd get fucking fired.
If it was anybody else, we wouldn't have a conversation with them. That, you know, this is tough. You really did put the chief in a tough situation here. It's kind of crazy. I've never heard him this emotional before.
I'm pissed, Tink. I'm fucking pissed off. You've literally tied my hands behind your back, and in your mind, you think it's all fine because they held a gun to the back of your head.
Well, no, not really.
I'm trying to make you understand that everything prior to that is the reason why I'm mad. You put yourself in this position. You went off duty. You went over there. It'd be different if you were on duty and they took you hostage and made you do all this. Then this conversation wouldn't even be fucking happening. But you stepped near the fire and you got burned. And here we are.
Here we are.
So this is what we're doing. You're suspended for 72 hours, pending either a demotion and or a firing. I haven't decided yet, but you are going to either get demoted or you're going to get fired. If you decide to return after 72 hours with a badge on your chest, we'll have that conversation then. If you don't decide to return after 72 hours, that's your prerogative. We'll move from there. But as of right now, you are suspended from the LSPD for 72 hours. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah.
And if you were anyone else, Tinker, you would be fired, and I wouldn't even let you attempt to get your fucking job back. You're dismissed.
Tinker, baby, how you feeling?
Hey, what's up?
Not much.
It's lit.